Hey guys, this is Kyle and Travis, and we're with Beyond Bipolar blog. We talk about mental health, awareness, and education. So the thing is, I've been about to trying to change my life, and that means I found a pretty okay job. It was a noon time second shift IT job that I did before, but the problem is I was anxious as hell. I couldn't calm down my nerves, and for whatever reason I couldn't sleep, and it was getting worse, and I was just getting more nervous. And in the end, I had the interview Thursday right away. I mean, I already talked to the interview, the first job placement person through email, through text, and then one on Zoom. And then I was about to talk to my old boss, but for some reason something was not said and not feeling right. I was nervous as heck. I couldn't fall asleep, and I was almost back to my really old self that I didn't recognize 10 years ago, that I almost thought I had to take a anxiety pill. And I don't know why, but I kind of figured it out. I'll tell you a bunch of options that before we will actually get to the real meat. The thing is, this job is supposed to be remote, which is probably good, but in a way bad. I didn't see myself being able to sit on my computer at home 8 hours, and I didn't know if I would be happy or not. And I think I'd rather just go into the shop, to be honest. And the thing is, I would not be able to work out, and I have a lot of CAD stories and a lot of creative stuff that I wanted to do. So here I was thinking, why am I trying to do a job that's taking time away from what I actually really want to be doing? Yeah, I would be making more money, but the thing is, my time's up, guys. I already went through 9 trial work periods. I'm on Social Security disability. I've been on it since, I believe, 2010 possibly, and maybe it's been about 12 years. And I have been working okay, doing part-time gigs, second shift gigs. I was a test scorer for a while, for 5 years. And after that, I worked at the bar for a little bit, and I ended up working at through Best Buy, through a networking job, which was okay, to be honest. But the thing is, I guess I really realized I didn't understand why I wasn't sleeping. I don't know why I was so anxious. It's like being burnt alive and you can't sleep, and it's really annoying. So that brings us up to speed about Social Security, and I'm gonna end up losing it if I work, and that's the problem. The problem is, it's a lot of that fear. You either go big or you go broke. And my brother's currently looking up the specific terms that we need to know, and we ended up calling the Social Security office yesterday to explain more about the situation. I'm going to leave it up to Travis, and maybe he could explain it a little bit more clearly.
We already did a video on Social Security disability insurance, but let me reiterate, this is for people that are already on SSDI or Social Security disability insurance and want more information. So basically, when you first start out, you have 9 trial work periods. Right now for 2022, it's $970. So that means
$970 per what, a month?
$970 per month is how much you can earn. Otherwise, you will use a trial work period.
And that's here in Minnesota, you guys. It might be different.
No, it's everywhere.
Oh, it's everywhere.
It's a federal regulation. So basically, you have $970 you can make in a month. If you go over that, then use a trial work period, and you have 9 of these. Now, if you go over $970 for 9 times, it doesn't have to be consecutive, but it happens within 5 years. This goes up, just letting you know. The SSDI amount for trial work period goes up every year due to inflation, but right now it's at $970. Anyways, if you use 9 of them over a course of 5 years, under a course of 5 years, you will end up using all your trial work periods, and you'll end up in a sector that is called extended period of eligibility. So with extended period of eligibility, you have basically 3 years. So basically, the extended period of eligibility is an additional 3 years, 36 months of protection for your SSDI benefits check. And just to double check, I'm trying to figure out the figures, because I know that there's 3 years, but there's actually a certain amount that you have to have with limits, and it's different from $970 for the trial work period, and I'm trying to figure that out right now. So this is basically what I found out. You have a extended period of eligibility for 3 years. If this goes up every year due to inflation, if you make over $13.50 in that month, you do not get paid your SSDI. But if you do go over that, you do not get paid SSDI. So if you don't work, you make under $13.50, you get your benefits. And if you go over that, you lose your benefits, but you have 3 years of this. And after 3 years, you end up with just the substantial gainful activity, which means that it is also $13.50, but if you go over that, you immediately lose your disability. You can't go to 9 trial work periods, you can't use extended period of eligibility after 3 years, and you end up on SGA, which is $13.50. So
What's
imagine
SGA?
that. Substantial gainful activity.
What's that mean?
Just, that's the name of it.
Oh.
So if you go over substantial gainful activity, then you lose your disability, and that's where Kyle's worried. Primarily, I think the issue right now is the fact that we thought about expediting the whole situation, but the reality is you had to be off disability for 5 years.
It's a long time, man.
And that is a long time to expedite your situation, so that could definitely be a big problem. It's a long time for Kyle to wait, and we don't want to wait that long. And since Kyle has other ambitions, he wants to focus on his creative stuff. So, is there anything else you want me to add?
Well, is there any other nuances or terms that we need to know, or is that?
Well, this is another thing I want to mention is MA, which is state. This is especially for those that are Minnesotan, and I have many CAD friends that are in Minnesota. But if you're on disability and you're applicable for MA, there's this thing called Special Needs Basic Care, which basically covers your insurance. And the thing is, if you go over, like, I don't know what it is, but if it's over $1,000, I make too much money because of the money that I earn from my mom, but I end up paying a $319 in insurance. The cool thing is, if you start working and you kind of figure it out under the trial work period or whatever how you want to deal with it, if you make over $65, you don't have to pay the insurance, and this is called MAEPD, which is medical assistance, employed persons with disability. So that's another tidbit that you could probably find out with your state if they offer MA.
So the health insurance lasts, if I start working, I may lose my benefits, the monthly benefits, but what about the health insurance? Is that still 7 years?
So with health insurance, which I think is through, I don't know if it's Medicare or MA, but I do know it lasts 7 years. So you can still lose your entitlement to disability, but you are insured for 7 years after. And I don't know if that's MA or Medicare. You'll have to look into that. I just know for certain that's what happens. I kind of confirmed that with someone else that stated that they have 7 years later.
We may have to get a lawyer involved, but I don't know. I'm not feeling anxious anymore once I said no. I was a little disappointed, but I don't know. I imagine myself in that grind and not being able to do what I really wanted to do.
Why don't you tell them why you're anxious, though?
I was anxious as I was losing my, I didn't know why, because I thought I was going to lose my disability, and I didn't know if I could hold it, and I wasn't able to sleep. The job was slightly earlier. I still had to get up earlier, and I was not able to sleep earlier even with the time change, so I was getting really nervous. So I said, screw it, I'm done. That's kind of like my MO. But anyway, it's really scary. It kind of sucks that they just don't let you work and still have that safety net. But I'm pretty sure some people say just get your ass off and just do it. But okay, then what about CAD stories and all that? Why can't I just do part-time and still stay on it and just have a balance? It's either you go big or you go broke. And originally I wasn't nervous about this, but actually when I got the job, maybe it's just good that I listened to my gut. So I guess the next plan is I called Social Security on Friday, and the next thing is I'm going to do, I probably need to talk to a counselor about it. Maybe they'll be able to, what's that job counselor thing that you're going through? Maybe you can explain a little bit about it.
They offer employment service or those that are on caddy waivers.
So I may have to I don't know if I'm allowed to get on a caddy waiver, but I probably do need to talk to someone.
But they provide different services like ILS, food service,
and they don't just help you get a job. They're willing to help you do your own business, such as mine is CAD storage.
I might as well reiterate, independent living skills workers, someone that can come to your house and help you with daily expenses a couple times a week, maybe once a week. And another option is, also Kyle had this, but it's actually arms worker, adult rehabilitative mental health service worker, and those are mostly geared towards mental health issues. They might actually help you. It's kind of the same thing as ILS, but ILS actually gets out and have you do daily chores. This is just more a mental health checkup, and most likely they have master's degrees.
So I guess that's it. We'll keep this short. It's kind of spinning. We'll keep this short.
It's fine.
Right now, I chose not to get that old job that I did. It was an 8-month contract, and it could have been extended longer. I don't know. Maybe I should have just. I just felt like I just wasn't doing it. It just wasn't the time for me, because I have a whole bunch of videos I still got to edit. I still can do freelance. I'm still an illustrator for somebody, and I just felt like I had to throw all that away. And I was thinking, why am I doing this? I should just keep doing what I'm doing. So in the end, it kind of sucks. I do wish I could actually work, get some income with a balance, but not have to go all the way to the 40-hour gig, let alone I don't know if I could actually hold it. And I have issues sleeping earlier, and I'm more of a second shifter. And even in school, I think that's why I got so mentally sick, is because I just didn't like the morning. Some people are more morning people and some people aren't. It's genetic. So I believe that night owls are said to be more intelligent. I don't know about that, but creative, I don't know about that, but I'm just listening to my body. And right now we're going through the great resignation, and people are just finding more things that work for them. So those are my future plans. I decided not to take the job. I'm going to stay in disability for now. I would like to get some income somehow, and not just through my creative work, but I would still like to do my creative work too, because that stuff's really important for me. So I guess that's it, you guys. So thanks for watching our videos. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hang in there. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.